Hi, in this video we're going to show you step by step what you should expect when you are going to apply for Medicaid benefits for a person who is going to a nursing home. The process is quite different from the process that you encounter when you are trying to get help at home or in an assisted living facility. So there are differences and there are advantages and disadvantages and very different situations that you should expect when applying for this benefit. The name of the program is Institutional Care Program, or ICP. That's the program in Florida that allows you to get Medicaid benefits to cover your costs in a nursing home. Again, the ICP program, or Institutional Care Program, is the program that helps you pay for the cost in a nursing home, not in an assisted living facility or at home. So here's what you should expect. Hi, in this video we are going to explain the Medicaid application process for a person who is going from a hospital to a rehab facility. And from the get-go, I want to make sure that everyone understands that there is a different process from when a person goes from home to a nursing home. There is a difference. So that's what I want to emphasize here, that this applies only when you are in a hospital, and from the hospital you go into a rehab facility. So you are in the hospital, and the key concept here is the admission to a hospital. You must be admitted in the hospital for 3 days. And by admission, I mean admission. I don't mean emergency admission or any other, or anything that is temporary. So let's say sometime in hospital, the hospital can keep you in emergency for, let's say, 5 days. So that's not good. You have to be admitted, and you have to force the hospital to admit you, because again, if you are not admitted, this whole thing is not going to work. So you have to be admitted in a hospital for 3 consecutive days. From there, you are going to be discharged to a rehab facility. And here, what you need to understand is that Medicare is going to cover you for the first 100 days. And the coverage, the percentage of coverage is different depending on the days. From day 1 through 20, Medicare is going to cover you 100%. In other words, everything is going to be covered for the first 20 days. From day 21 to 100, there's going to be a copay depending on when you are in rehab. So depending on the year. So let's say for 2020, the copay is about I believe it's $160 per day. So here is when you need to be very, very smart about the strategy that you're gonna follow in order for you to qualify for Medicaid. When you are in rehab for the first 1 to 20 days, this is when you need to engage in Medicaid planning. Why? Because number one, you are covered. You are covered for 100% for this 1 to day 20. And second, because the rehab facility is happy because they're getting paid. They don't have to worry about costs or anything like that. So you need to be running to the elder attorney and make sure that you are qualified for Medicaid. And if you are not, you need to do all the legal planning to get you qualified financially. So this is where you come to this point, and you need to engage in Medicaid planning and do all the legal spend downs while you are in rehab, and especially while you are in days 1 through 20, because again, Medicare covers you for 100 days. I'm sorry, for 100%. So you do the Medicaid planning, and what does that mean? You have to make sure that your income is within the limits and your assets are within the limits. So here's where you have to do all your qualified income trust, your personal service contracts, your pool trust, your investment in uh, rental properties, and any type of Medicaid planning that you need to engage in order for you to qualify financially for Medicaid. So once you do all that, or parallel to all this Medicaid planning, you need to also start talking to the nursing home, because at some point the insurance company here is going to tell you, hey, you're running out of days, you are running out of coverage, so you need to find another source of payment. So they're going to say, even though if you are covered legally for 100 days, at some point, let's say in day 25, 26, they're going to say, hey, we're not going to cover you anymore. Because I think you can go, you can be on your own, or you can be in a nursing home. So that's why it's very important that during this time you also try to engage in conversations with a nursing home where you're going to be transferred after rehab, because you can't be in rehab all the time. You have to be moved to a nursing home at some point, or a home. But most of the time people go to a nursing home after rehab. So here, when you are in or you are talking to the nursing home, you need to be ready for Medicaid already. So, and again, what does that mean? Is you have to make sure that you financially you qualify, incomes and asset wise. And then you file the Medicaid application, or your attorney, the attorney that you engage, you file for Medicaid application, you file all the supporting documentation, and then the agency that is in charge of reviewing your application is called DCF, or Department of Children and Families, will probably ask you for additional documentation, what you did uh, for the spend down and things like that. And you will submit that, you follow up with them, and you will obtain approval. The key point here, or the takeaway for this process again, is number one, you have to be in a 3-day admission status in a hospital. From there you go to rehab, and then you have to take advantage of the 100% coverage that you have for days 1 through 20. This is the time where you have to engage in Medicaid planning, do all your spend downs, bring your income within limits, bring your assets within limits. All of this is done legally with a good elder law attorney that will counsel you and plan how you're going to transfer all this money, and how you're going to spot any gift that you made in the past and things like that. So this is crucial. So the key to success here, that you start early in the process, and you will get your Medicaid application approved. Thank you very much. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about the other Medicaid application process when you go from home to a nursing home. Thank you very much. Hi, in this video, we're going to cover the Medicaid application process in a situation where you are going from home to a nursing home, and how different this process is from the process where you're going from the hospital to rehab and then to a nursing home. So in this situation, you are at home and you are requiring 24/7 care, and the situation is where you can no longer afford to pay for private nurses, and your doctors are recommending you to go to a nursing home. This is probably the case where one is has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia, and there has to be a person caring for the patient 24/7. So here's where the family uh, will encounter the following challenges. You will start looking for a nursing home, and again, you already are at a situation where you can't afford private care, and a nursing home is going to cost you about 9,500 a month. So the question is, how are you going to pay for it? So you start talking to attorneys, and they tell you where you we need to look for Medicaid to pay for this, but this is what we need to do. We need to find a nursing home. This is your situation where you need to find a nursing home, and you need to start negotiating with the nursing home about the admission process. So the nursing home will probably require some money, or they want you to pay something upfront uh, because the Medicaid process takes some time. So who's going to pay during that time is the challenge. So the nursing home wants money. You want to be admitted into the nursing home. And so there's going to be, again, a negotiation between you and the nursing home about how you're going to pay for this. The nursing home will tell you things like, we don't have Medicaid beds available, and therefore you need to wait. But that's a tactic that you need to sort of negotiate with them and tell them, look, we will qualify for nursing home soon. We already engaged an attorney. He already is doing the Medicaid planning. So the attorney is going to be doing the Medicaid planning during the time that you're finding the nursing home. So during this time, the attorney will do all the spend down that we discussed before, all the so we need to bring the income down to the limits. We need to bring the assets down to the limit. We need to do all the legal planning, such as personal service contract, qualifying income trust, spend down, repairs the home, purchase a new car, things like that that we are allowed to do during this time. So that's when the time the attorney will do the spend down, and when ready, will submit a Medicaid application. And again, we'll submit the supporting documentation, we'll follow up. If there is an additional documentation required by the agency, remember it's DCF, Department of Children and Families, the attorney will do that and then obtain the approval. Again, the challenge here is finding the nursing home and negotiating with the nursing home with an admission Medicaid pending. That is something that nursing homes don't like so much. They want to be assured that someone will pay them. So during this process, the time that takes for you to submit the Medicaid application to approval is going to take time, and they don't like that. So they prefer private pay, or they prefer that you come from the hospital because Medicare will have that coverage for them. So you need to be prepared to have this issue and negotiation with the nursing home, and again finding the nursing home that you like and they will take your family member. And then during that time, you will have time to do the Medicaid application and process and planning and so on and so forth. But again, uh, the takeaway here is, make sure you understand that you will encounter some challenges finding a nursing home if you're going from home to the nursing home. Thank you very much.